Welcome to ServiceNow Tech Bytes, bringing you an inside look at our products. I'm your host, Steve Miller. Today we're going to talk with Product Manager Manjeet Singh about some new features in the Process Optimization product to help keep workflows streamlined over time. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm happy to welcome back Manjeet Singh. Welcome.
Steve, very happy to be here. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and talk about some of the new things, products, services. Anything that is fun to discuss on this session.
Well, I'm glad to have you back. Now, you joined us here about 3 years ago, and we were talking about skills management. And a lot has happened since then. What are you up to now?
Absolutely. What I am up to in the last year or so is I transitioned into our new product business unit. We call it NowX, where my charter is to come up with the net new product. In other words, hey, think about the other areas where we have gaps or the new markets we want to enter in and build product from 0 to 1. So it's very exciting to look into the new problem areas, new problem space, and building the product from 0 to 1. And one of the product we'll talk about today is process optimization.
All right. And what about when you're not at work? Now, I remember last time you were very disciplined about physical fitness. Are you still doing that?
I am doing that 100%. I would say even more because, as you know, we all still working from home. So taking care of my physical fitness, mental health, and wellness has become more important than it was before.
Yeah, very important. And are you working successfully at home, just like most of us?
Yes, I would say yes. I, of course, adjusting to the environment. I build up my kind of home gym, level that up, few interesting kind of body weight workout and exercises. So I would say the priorities are, family, fitness, and working on some fun stuff.
All right, well, let's talk a little about process optimization. So for people who aren't familiar with it, could you give us a quick overview?
Yes. So I think let's start with the definition itself, because there is a few different terms that get used in this space. But if you just see the process optimization, I would say the simplest way to understand this is ability to optimize your processes. And optimization means few different things, and depending on the goal and situation, whether do you want to optimize for your team, which means at the people level, or do you want to optimize the process itself, or do you want to optimize the tool set that you are using as part of the solution. And I think it's the part that we are driving toward is the ability to do this continuously in more the real time, and then using the data to help you make fact-based decisions around the process optimization. And I think this our scope is pretty big here because end of the day, ServiceNow, we are a platform company. We deliver lots of workflows to our customers, IT workflow, customer, HR, and now we have a creator workflow product where our customers are creating new workflows. And behind this workflow, we have a set of processes. And what happens is over a period of time, when you integrate our platform with other platform, those end-to-end processes become more intertwined and more complex. And that's where the importance of, hey, do we know how our processes are working? If yes, do we know where do we have process inefficiencies and how we can find those opportunities and make the improvement? So I think this whole thing is, I think we will unpack more as we maybe talk about in specific area. But this end-to-end journey of discovering the process, analyzing the process, using the data insights, and making continuous improvement is what I would say is the scope for process optimization.
All right. So it sounds like the first step in optimization is to identify our processes. Now, how do we do that using this product?
Yeah, so let me give you a quick how it is done today. Or let's say if somebody is not using process optimization, what are the different techniques in the market? So one is, I would say, the traditional business process management, where typically what happens is you design your process, in a tool, maybe kind of a visual diagram, or a lot of people do it on a whiteboard and maybe in a PowerPoint file. And then when it comes down to analysis and optimization, they refer back to that blueprint or your expected process time to time, and then see, okay, how far we are deviating and how we can continue to stay as close to the expected process. But the big, I think, as people move their data onto a platform like ours, digitize your more and more processes, that's where you want to know that how the work is actually happening when people use, let's say, our IT processes, incident problem change, or our case management or HR management. So the very first step is how do you discover that process? And I think that's where this technique of process mining is very handy and useful. And we build this capability natively on our platform, which now empowers any process and workflow that runs on ServiceNow. We are able to discover the end-to-end process with a push of a button. So that's how easy we have made it. And our current scope is all the processes that runs on ServiceNow.
All right. Well, once we've identified our processes, then what's our next step?
Good question. So once you, let's say, start looking at your Google map of business processes, right? So I'll use the Google map analogy here. Like you have to go from place A to place B, and there are a few different routes you can take. So traffic, there's a slowness, there's like so many variables. So it's very similar in what happens at a business process level. So the question becomes when you see those common issues like ping pong happening between teams, issues going to the resolve state, coming back to reopen, there's a loop back between the requester and then the agent, all those common scenarios that you can easily see on their discovered process. And the next obvious question becomes is why. What are the drivers or the leading influencer that may be causing that particular inefficiency in the process path? So I would say the next obvious step is ability to analyze those inefficiencies and use the underlying insights and drill down capability to lead to closer to the actual root cause. And I think at a high level, the one way I think about it is that you want to think about, hey, is it a fix the process, fix the people, fix the tool, or I think another important is the automation opportunities, that where to apply those automation opportunities. And in some cases, the last one I would say is maybe asking the question that is this step really required in the process? Can we get rid of it and keep our process simple if it is not adding any value?
All right. Well, that's a good overview of how process optimization works. Now, I understand that the product has come a long way since it was launched back in the Paris release. I wonder if you could give us a quick history of it. How did we get where we are now?
So I'll keep it brief because it's building out a new product of this scale. There's a lot, I would say hard work, a lot of iteration go into it. But at a high level, there's this product we incubated within our NowX team. And the way we operate, like in this, is very kind of a short, agile way with a continuous feedback loop with our customers. So which means is that, we come up with the initial design, maybe a small proof of value, proof of concept, get in front of some of the customers who are interested in this area, get feedback, iterate, and this a lot of things happen in the parallel, like building up the team, fleshing out the all the epics and stories that the dev team is going to work on it, I would say the key thing in here that we used a lot is continuous early validations from our design partners, from customers, and even the analyst community in this space.
Okay, well, you mentioned the NowX program a little earlier on. Would you say this sounds like a good example of these homegrown products that NowX develops?
Yeah, this is a good example. We have done many other projects, and I would say, our management, and then I would say we are very proud of our kind of this organic approach of building product. We have done it multiple time, and I would say, that's one of the dedicated team. I mean, we innovate all across the company, but within NowX is where our dedicated charter is to spend all our energy, all our effort into this new product expansion and new product capabilities. So it is an important part for our innovation and how we bring a new product to market.
Just a minute ago, you gave us a good overview of process optimization, how it works on its own. But ServiceNow is all about integration. So maybe you could tell us how process optimization works with other ServiceNow capabilities on the platform.
Yes, so I'm glad you asked, because that is a standalone tool can do this much, whatever, let's say in the process optimization context, we can discover the process, we can show you inefficiency, help you with the root cause. But what becomes important is there are a lot of other capabilities that exist in the platform that are complementary and also help in creating the end-to-end closed loop, which means that once the analysis is done, once you have identified those improvement opportunities or automation candidate, you want to create those improvement initiative, maybe in our CIM app. So that's, I remember we did a podcast on CIM long time back.
That's right.
So it's all coming together. Performance analytics, which is our PA product that works at the table level, that has a lot of synergies with process optimization. So one quick example is, let's say you have a PA dashboard. You're a manager or VP of IT or customer service, where you're tracking some of those KPIs, like, hey, how is my SLA working? How is my CSAT working? And from there on, as those KPI starts to trend badly, let's say we are performing bad compared to our benchmarks. The question becomes, what's going on, right? What's happening behind the process? What are the key drivers? So that's where you immediately launch the process optimization and do that deeper analysis, find the opportunity, submit the improvement initiative in CIM. And if it is automation opportunity candidates, then we provide playbooks around, hey, this is a great place to apply virtual agent. We also have RPA in our product stack now. So that fits into this journey of finding automation opportunity, and then it's like, this is a good opportunity for virtual agent, or this is a good opportunity for RPA if we have external integration with some of those legacy systems. So it's all coming together. The good thing is we put a lot of energy in thinking this more proactively, rather than like building product and then, okay, we'll see how they will come together. As soon as you turn on process optimization app, some of the connection I mentioned between PA, with CIM, with virtual agents, everything, all those integration touch point will show up in one single dashboard.
Okay, well, and that's the advantage of having everything on the same platform.
So true, and I think that's where the power of better together, because some people miss out when I kind of when we discuss about this whole landscape of analysis, because each tool and capability has their own strength and weaknesses. So it's based on the customer problem, based on the use case. That's where the one approach we are taking is how we can suggest that, hey, for this scenario, this set of tool and combination is better, rather than apply RPA or VA or in everywhere. Because that's like, you have a hammer. We don't want to hit on every nail. We just want to see what makes sense, so that it's easier, less learning, and you are able to quantify the value.
So it sounds like process optimization has a lot to offer. How would a company get started using it?
It is pretty straightforward, I would say, same as trying out any of our other product or features. But let me touch on 2 points specifically. First obvious question is like, hey, is this included in my entitlement? So I think it depends on what type of entitlement you have. We have different SKUs now, the standard capability, pro capability. But nevertheless, what we did is anybody can try this capability in a limited capacity without worrying about the licensing or the entitlement. So try this out. You go to your plugin, search for process optimization, enable the plugin, play with it, make sure it validate it works on your data, your processes, and then you can have conversation with your account rep on how you can expand and get more value out of it. But I think the one difference is we have the explore and try without worrying about the licensing.
All right. Well, suppose a customer decides that they'd like to make the commitment to that. How do they start actually using process optimization rather than diving in and trying to look at all their processes at first? Can you ease into it slowly?
You can. And the best place to start is our BU specific content pack. And maybe BU is our internal term, but I would say, we have a pre-built quick start content pack for IT processes, for customer service processes. If you activate or install, that is a supplementary plugin. So one is, core process mining and that application. And then we are delivering incremental value to our customer through these packaging up these playbooks and the best practices as part of that content pack. You enable the content pack, and that will give you everything you need to click that button, discover the process, start your analysis without worrying about the setup or, hey, I don't have domain expertise or process expertise in this space. So that's the easiest and best way to start. And the good thing is, these content pack, as we learn from more and more customers, we will continue to update those and release it through our store release.
All right. Well, once our customers get started, do you have any tips for using it better? Any inside scoop on that, or for scaling up once they get the hang of it?
Yeah. So the good thing is, if you are using any of ServiceNow products and capability, which means that you don't have a cold start problem, because the historical data, the audit history is already there by default. And as soon as you will turn on process optimization, you can do your historical analysis from day one. So it's not that you have to wait for some of the other areas where the new data, or you don't have the data to analyze. So the historical performance analysis. So one quick example is, let's say I am a ITSM manager, and I want to see how my incident or change process is working in last 1 month or last 3 months. So that one is, you can start analyzing within a few hours, because you have the data, you enable the app, hit the discovery, and then rest everything is kind of the guided visualization and UI. You follow along. I think to get more value and really scale it up is where you maybe start from one process area and then think about what are the other processes where I see, me and my team probably know are complex, and maybe, there's inefficiencies, where we have some signals or KPIs or benchmark comparisons. This is where I think the process optimization will immediately add value to help analyze at the workflow level and then find the improvement opportunities.
The product has been evolving continuously since it was released back in the Paris days. Been expanding every release. I wonder if you can give us a glimpse into the future. Let us know what's in store down the road for PO.
Yeah, so I'll take a step back and I'll use I think two or three terms. So if anybody's hearing those first time, maybe we can do a follow up, Steve, for more deeper dive. But when we look at some of the pain point and what's happening as part of the digital transformation, increasing more on automation, improving the customer experience, some of those important KPIs that all the business leaders and CIOs and they care about. So one term that Gartner has evangelized or popularized is hyperautomation. And at a very high level, it's like hyperautomation is this way of using these different techniques like process analysis and process optimization, or add-on of AI and machine learning, and then bringing those opportunities into one place. Some of our mature customers are using center of excellence, kind of that model, and then guiding the user through that. How do you make the actions, whether the automation or other the process improvements, in a structured way? And that's where we see this process intelligence and process optimization is what powering up the process intelligence is a very critical piece, because without visibility into how your processes are working, where you have the gap, it's difficult to drive kind of hyper automation type of initiative. So what we have in the short term, and I would say even in the next 2-3 release roadmap, is that how using ServiceNow platform, how we can serve more and more different kind of use cases, which are industry specific. We have a lot of industry vertical products now, and looking at our solution stack, we have the automation tool set. We mentioned about virtual agent, RPA. We have our low code, no code platform, integration hub, how they all come together to enable our customers to drive their hyperautomation initiative. And people, I think that there's a few different terms, and I think they all kind of comes down to the same set of theme. Other term equivalent to hyperautomation is intelligent process automation or digital process automation. And I think this sometimes creates confusion between the users. But if you see what everybody is driving towards is this ability to use more real-time data, extract the insight by tools like process optimization or AI and machine learning on the top, and then lead the different personas like managers or even analysts, or based on their requirements, show them the relevant contextual insights to drive the optimization and automation in their area.
All right. Well, it sounds like you guys have got your eyes way down the road here in helping to support a trend in the industry, the hyperautomation trend. Well, that's a nice overview of process optimization. Thank you for that. Is there anything else you want to mention?
I'll come back to my advice around the importance of our health and wellness as an individual. And to me, it's like, the hyperautomation of your own life, in the sense that, whatever techniques and tool work for you. It's thinking of physical activities, whatever works for you, yoga, running, gym, doesn't matter. I think the ability to move, ability to see, you see your stress level, getting good sleep done. And I think that's kind of, I see a lot of parallels between let's say we talked about hyperautomation versus, the same framework to use to maintain our health, wellness, and energy level. Because end of the day, hey, if you are sick in the bed, no hyperautomation is fun.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice. Extending the ideas of process optimization to broader areas in life. I like that. Well, before we wrap up here, where can users go for more information on process optimization?
So we have 3, I would say, main places I'll suggest. Product Doc. We have a dedicated community page. So go there, search process optimization, a lot of self-implementation guidance and video content there. And the third one is, I would say, some of the things that you can try by yourself. Enable it in your instance, play with it, provide feedback through community or whatever. Submit your ideas that you have. We have an idea portal on community, and we'll make sure. Or I personally make sure that we look at each and every of those feedback and idea, and respond to it, or give you that, hey, this is already coming in the roadmap or not aligning in the roadmap. So just to make sure, your few minutes you don't feel as wasted.
All right. So product documentation, community, and then just jump on the product and try it out.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Manjeet, I want to thank you very much for joining us here and for giving us this overview. We look forward to next time.
Yeah, absolutely. These are always fun, Steve. And let's see, maybe, as a wrap up, if people wants more detailed view in any specific area and more examples, let us know in wherever you are listening or watching this episode, and we will maybe do a round 2.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Manjeet.
Thank you.
Please tell us what you think of this podcast. You can leave feedback or ask questions in the ServiceNow community. For more information on any ServiceNow topic, take a look at our product documentation or knowledge base or our ServiceNow support YouTube channel. Thanks for listening.